Kurasame, you were unexpected. What a pleasant surprise. I had been looking forward to this character for a while, but given how close we are to Kuja, and Kuja to me is an absolute must, because as you know, Final Fantasy IX fan, yeah, the whole thing. So, I thought I had to skip Kurasame. So I thought, you know what? I'll try a few tickets, maybe I'll get lucky, and oh boy, I did. Whole kit in about 35 tickets. So I maxed it out immediately, and I can't believe I was thinking about skipping this guy, because so far I'm a huge fan. I really like what he does. I mean, okay, this dude has HP damage increase to the party in the form of a debuff, which can stack with Charlotta's buff, by the way. So you could just be doing ridiculous damage. He's got Enchant and Peril, and he's got follow-up attacks. Just to name a few things that this guy does. Big fan of him. I think he's great. So yeah, as far as getting the 0 turns done, I had mentioned before that the 8 Lufenia took me a while to do, and I had to do it twice because video malfunctions, but that's okay. This time around, it was a lot more E-word. I did not have as difficult of a time. It was E-wordier to get this done, so that's always a plus. See, right there is a good sign. That was, yeah, 1.4 million, and the turn order wasn't even right. I mean, you want Keiss behind Noctis at all times, and that's not what the game gave me, and we still did more damage than we normally would with anybody else. If it weren't Kurasame standing there, just because of his HP damage boost. I gave him the armor, too. That's right, the new tier of armor that I haven't used on anyone until this, because I saw what his does. His doesn't just affect him. It affects the brave damage of your entire team. They can all break the brave damage cap, which is awesome. That countdown relates to dealing ice damage. So, yeah, obviously, Kurasame's perfect. But, you know, other people work. Cater would be amazing for this stage. Realm with a Shiva summon would also work. I've even seen people use Onion Knight. Yeah, I mean, anybody with ice would be good. El Papalimo could probably work. I don't know if these things have other elemental resistances. I didn't check, to be honest. I just kind of figured if I'm going to roll in with Kurasame, we're going to be fine. And we totally were. This was not threatening. From what I know, just from what I've heard other people say, these things do open up with a pretty lethal AoE HP attack. So I figured let's just not let them move, because I'd rather not take that. We have no heals, so we really can't let them move. Yeah, we gotta just go in at this point. I think I already passed this point here. I was gonna mention it, but I neglected to. I just remembered it. Yeah, as far as turn rotations, skill rotations, and everything for what we're doing, I mean, you know, everybody who wants to play the 0 turns game knows that it's all centered around Noctis' warp step buff, and maximizing the most uses out of that as you possibly can, and refreshing it at the right times. And I screwed that up right in the beginning of this, because with Keiss, you really have to pay attention to who he's going to jump behind with hero support. Are you going to put Keiss in a position, because you're eager and you want damage for a good launch, are you going to put him in a position where he's going to wear out the warp step buff before Noctis gets a turn off to refresh it? And I was at a point where everyone had, well, I know Noctis had 2 turns left in warp step, meaning he had just used the LD, and then I foolishly swapped Keiss around so much that he ran out of it completely before Noctis even got another turn, which means that my Noctis had to use 2 LDs in a row so that Keiss didn't take a turn. And I thought for a second, like, oh, that's it. That means we're not going to do it. But it ended up not mattering at all. I'm trying to find... I don't want to say the word because I want to share this video with the FDO Facebook group because I do frequent that page a lot. And I don't want to get reported. There's a certain word that starts with an E and rhymes with peasy lemon squeezy that you can't say over there anymore. So just, you've been warned. You don't want to be reported. Just steer clear from that word and you should be okay. But yeah, just I'm here for you, just so you know. Don't say it. It's hurtful and it might not be good to say. So there's ways to dance around it. Like if you say things like not that difficult, that's fine. No one seems to care. Or there's other examples. But that E word is an absolute no-no. We don't say that. I've learned my lesson. That is so nice. That armor. That's so good. Like he's even breaking the HP damage cap too. It's so nice. I love it. Okay, hero supports are back. Let's go. Oh, another thing he does. Okay, so that frame debuff that Kurasame has, this is how, as far as I know, it has all this wrapped up into one debuff. It has the Ice and Peril. It has the HP damage increase for us is also stored in that debuff. And I think it also contains a 20% speed down. So yeah, it's really good. Another reason that he and Noctis are so good together is that, okay, so you got to get his debuff up to 5 stacks for it to be, it's okay, unlike Charlotta's buff, which is just kind of set at a certain percentage, Kurasame's is based off of stacks. So you want to get it at max stacks, which is 5. Pop the LD and you're at max immediately on everyone. But then if the enemy takes a turn, they lose stacks. Like they can drop down to like 1. So a good idea would be to pair Kurasame with units that don't allow the enemies to take turns very often. So Noctis is perfect because you can just keep looping back. Plus, he really hooks up the Noctis burst effect when he's doing those follow-up attacks. Having Kurasame there, hooking up Noctis with Imperil and HP damage increase is the perfect setup. And look at the turn spacing with the speed down. And the delays, and look how far back they are. This team is should probably be illegal, to be honest. It doesn't seem fair whatsoever. But I didn't want to cry. Like I keep hearing that I'm going to do. So I figured I would just bring out the big guns because I don't like crying. Who does? Hey, look at that. Rachel beat it too. By the way, Rachel, thank you for your Noctis. This is your Noctis that I'm using. So thank you. The Noctis with the perfect artifacts. Before we even got the new art system, she got the perfect artifacts. That's a trooper right there. Way more ambitious than I am with art farming. I would have never even tried if it weren't for this new system. But Noctis, he was actually good to me. I actually spent forever farming his arts, but yeah, my Noctis has 2 108s, 2 Will of the Princes, and 330, which I'm totally fine with it. Works for me. Excuse me. Actually, recently went back to the World of Illusions to get some more art tokens to farm something better for Keiss because his artifacts have been trash for a really long time. So I was there for a while, got a bunch of stuff, and His arts are still pretty trash. It doesn't matter though, it's Keiss. It's fine. So we're getting pretty close to the end here. 12 and 6%. This won't be the last run I do of this. Because it was way too E-word, so I want to go back with a different team that might actually give these things a fighting chance, because this setup absolutely doesn't. Like this, it was just bullying. Set them back. Another launch in. I normally don't like to launch with Keiss, but the fight's basically over and I just wanted the turn advantage. So there we go. You know what I probably could have gotten away with there? Is C65 stalling. This Noctis would leave. Mine could come back. And I could have killed with a launch and probably upped the score up a little bit more. Probably would have been a smarter idea. But it doesn't matter because this went down E-wordily. And now I have to get into testing, actually, to figure out a Dystopia challenge for this. So we'll see how that goes. But until then, I hope you all enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Ba